want to analyze something that a very intelligent, brilliant Yoruba man wrote. Francis Ojo, or Ojo, I don't know how to pronounce it. Ojo, I think it is. Not Ojo, Ojo. Francis Ojo. He wrote, I'm going to analyze what he wrote here. And I want everybody this evening, after this very program this evening, to go back to understand, to study this program, to listen to it over and over again. To understand how foolish and idiotic black people are, truly are. How Fulani took over all of you. Francis Ojo wrote. I love this piece. In fact, after this program, I want it everywhere. I want every blogging site to carry it. I want every newspaper in the zoo to carry it so that you can see for yourselves how idiotic and stupid all of you are. You useless Nigerians. I want you to understand how foolish you are. In front of you, Fulani did not go to school. Only with cattle they are controlling all of you. Only cattle they control you. They say it's stop them. It is what they are saying is not good. It is hate speech. They call what I say hate speech, but what they have is hate action. Francis Ojo, thank you very much. I want to analyze what you wrote. Now listen. The strategy of the British, not Fulani, the strategy of the British in Nigeria is foolproof. Yet every project they undertake invites its own risk. I'm analyzing what somebody else wrote. I will continue. The master strategist is a master risk evaluator, but the people advising the Fulani on what to do, they are not master strategists. They made a very fatal mistake. And because I did with Janjaweed and then Achinama, what do you expect? It is clear that those who conceived this project designed it in its key elements and planned its implementation. However, they failed to factor in risk management into the equation. And this is Francis Ojo's evaluation of the project design and plans to hand over Nigeria to Fulani nations of Africa. Nigeria is going to be the homeland of Fulani people. Some of you are sleeping. You are idiotically going through life every day in the zoo, not understanding what is going on, not understanding what is happening. But today I am going to enlighten you, courtesy of our brother that wrote this very compelling piece. What is their plan? Before they can bring in every Fulani to settle in Nigeria, they must first of all dominate you. Secondly, they will seize your wealth and they will enslave you. They will take full control of your political power. They will take every arm. They want all the guns and bullets to be under their control. And they will deny everybody else any form of access to weapons. They will take control of every major income organ of the government. They will deny everybody else access to funds, and I'll prove it to you tonight. Finally, they will move in and take over your land and your forests. That is what has been happening in the zoo since 2015. And I want to prove it to you tonight. I want to prove it to you tonight. I will prove it to you tonight so that you may understand what life has in store for all of you in the damnable zoological republic. Thanks to our brother. What did he say here? This is their design. They will dominate you. And for Britain to give Fulani exclusive control to dominate everybody else, they started very cleverly. What they did to IPOB when we started as well, they said that the Igbo man is domineering. You understand? Britain cleverly designed that with their Fulani counterparts. Unfortunately, some Yorubas fell for it, shamefully. Igbo man is domineering. As they were telling you Igbo man is domineering, they went behind the back and we are grooming Fulani to dominate you. Do you understand it? Now, the Sable man is domineering. And I want mention for me how many people in the so-called stupidly named Niger Delta has oil well. Every oil well is owned 90% by Fulani. But before they were telling you, Igbo man is coming to dominate you. Reason, Chineke, how black people, this Yoji, can you reason for once? I'm begging you to reason. Only once, please. Igbo man is domineering, but the Fulani owns all the oil wells. That's number one. They will seize your wealth. They have taken over everything. They have shared it. Britain can take oil and gas for free. They don't care as long as Fulani controls everybody, everything else, and they will enslave you. What do you understand as slavery? Oh, you think until you go and start washing plates for them in the north, then you are not their slave. Let me give you a very simple example. Before Obiano was re-elected, he took off his red cap to beg Jubril to put him back into power. Do you know what is slavery? Slavery is Imo State. They started killing Fulani. Before your eyes, they claimed he's doing democracy. Do I speak this thing in Igbo language so people can understand me? Koro, before your eyes. Hope Uzodinma was not declared the winner, not the number one, not number two, not number three. He came fourth in an election. Before all of your eyes, in front of the American Embassy and British High Commission, Supreme Court of Nigeria declared Hope Uzodinma the winner. Let me tell you something. That was from that day, I've no longer talked about fake Buhari National Council, because that was the day I knew, believe you me, that the white man was right. There is something wrong with the black people. I'm telling you the truth. Something is wrong with us. He came number 4. He was the 4th on the list after the contest in Imo State. They went to Supreme Court, full of learned people, wearing horse wig, learned, black people without shame. When you look at them, you are looking at Satan and Lucifer. You see, as ugly as anything you have ever seen in your life. Go and look at their faces, so-called Supreme Court judges in Nigeria. As ugly as hell. Very ugly men and women. They embody everything that is evil about black people. Do you know what they did? They gave the vote to Uzodinma. Supreme Court in a court of law. Supreme Court. They asked them, but how did he win? They said they did not tally his votes very well. INEC said about 950,000 people are registered voters. How come your own tally is almost over 1 million? Where did you get it from? They shut up there. We are the apex court, Supreme Court. INEC said, no, sir. Don't be offended. The total number of voters in Imo State is less than what you are giving Hope Uzodinma. They said, we are the apex court. We cannot revisit Taiwo versus Akredolu versus 1945. Supreme Court. Supreme Court of Nigeria. Simple question. This is INEC register. The people set up by law to conduct elections. They said that about 900,000 people are on our registered as registered voters in Imo State. But you are now calculating for us, telling us there's nearly 1 million voters in Imo State. Are you working for INEC? Which register is that? They said, oh, we have our own list, a list given to them by APC, Fulani Janjaweed Party. That is slavery. They impose upon you whoever they want to impose on you. You are nobody. You can't do nothing. That is the meaning of slavery if you don't know. Hope Uzodinma signifies slavery and damnation upon our people. If you don't know, let me tell you. All your education is a waste. All that crap, speaking useless grammar, talking complete waste. You're a slave. You ask me how. Then I'll ask you to look at Imo State Douglas House. How can somebody who came fourth, not even second, not third, emerge as the governor of a state. Where did Supreme Court get their own voters register from? INEC testified and said to the court, you have higher number of voters than we have on voters register. Where did you get it from? From APC government. And you claim you're a Nigerian. Yeah, I mean, we Nigerians. Mad people everywhere. Your brain cells are... Every Nigerian is a lunatic, is a complete mad idiot. Every Nigerian is. Complete fool. Complete fool. I despise them. Complete idiots from top to bottom. Today, Hope Osadema is sitting at Sambakwe's chair. A sacrilege, if you ask me. Presiding over the affairs of Imo State. From number four. Supreme Court of Nigeria. Apex Court. Apex. Hi, black people in this UG. Now you know you're slaves in the zoo. Now they're telling you, if you don't join APC, you cannot win. Don't join it because they know they are waiting for you. I will have the result and that's it. Only in Edo State where people were shouting. And America, for once, I don't know what possessed them, said if you rig elections in Edo, no visa for you to US. They now sat back and Obaseki won. That's all. If not, it's back as usual. If at all he has won. Now listen very carefully. They will enslave you. They will take full control of political power. Every armed forces is under their control. And they would remember that it was when we formed ESN with our own AK-47 that they now said, if you see anybody with AK-47, shoot the person aside. But all the years, Fulani has been carrying guns. Nobody has ever shot them all. But when we rose up to defend ourselves, they said, go and shoot them. Somebody else are writing, is it legal? Those asking me if ESN is legal, are you telling me that the killing of our people by Fulani Janjaweed that Ozo1 and they are legal? Are they legal acts? You're asking me to wait for police to investigate. The same police that Danjuma told you are colluding with them. The same army colluding with them. Don't you have brain in your skull? They have taken over political power. They own INEC. INEC will not resort now. All arms are under their control. And they will deny everybody access to arms. And they will move in to take over your space. That is why Yoruba people are in Benin Republic as refugees. Your papers won't report it in the zoo, but it's true. That's why I'm asking fact check AFP. Why have they not done fact check on what I'm saying? Do we have Yoruba people as refugees in Benin Republic or not? Simple yes or no answer. But there are some Yoruba people shouting, one Nigeria. We Nigerians. The same Nigeria that put their brethren, you know, we black people, we lack empathy, we have no soul, we have no, we are the embodiment of evil. Very wicked set of people. And being black people are wicked. The definition of wickedness you find in a black man, very, very envious, evil, and wicked. I'm telling you the truth. You have Yoruba people in Benin Republic as refugees. A Yoruba editor is writing in Lagos, we Nigerians, we are in one Nigeria. Let's keep Nigeria one. The same Nigeria that put you in Benin Republic as a refugee. And yet you're not fighting a war because Fulani wants to take over your land. Now, our dear brother Francis Ojo now went further to, he put it in phases, phase 1, phase 2, how they did it. Phase 1, Fulani took over all the 3 organs of government. Classic pincer movement. Today, according to our dear brother, all 3 arms of government. You know what is executive? That's the presidency. The legislature, which is House of whatever they call it, Senate and the House of Reps. The Chief of Staff, the President of the Senate, Chief Justice of the Federation, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, even the Speaker of the House of Reps, He was a Muslim, converted to Christianity. When he wanted to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives, he went back to, he became a Muslim again. That is slavery. Before he became the Speaker of the House, he reconverted from Christianity to Islam. And you say you're not slaves in the zoo. Unbelievable. The Chief Justice of the Federation, Janjaweed. And you know, whoever controls political power controls everything. That is when I hear people saying, you know those some people saying, invest at home. Take your investments home. The person who determines if your investment will get home or not are those in Abuja controlling the power. You can decide to relocate your factory from Abuja to Hitoboma. And on the way, near, before you get to Hamufu, customs will park you on one side and say that your brake light is not showing very well. We are going to the station. They will go to the station, they will tell our guy who is a Fulani Janjaweed, or guy DPO, hey, this man want to go and build factory in Hitobama. He will say, park him inside the yard. We are waiting for Abuja for clearance. It will decay there. Because they hold political power. That's something you don't know, do you? How did Obasanjo destroy stock market? Our stockfish market in Aba. How did they destroy Okreka market, second-hand clothing, textile in Aba? One stroke of the pen in Lagos. All destroyed completely overnight. Political power, you'll be talking about Akuru. What that nonsense? Economic fund for Igbo. Mad people everywhere. The person holding the pen is holding your destiny. You dumbos. You don't have nothing in your brain. PhD. We are learned. We the elite. Whoever controls political power controls everything. That is why the Fulani will tell you that the Yoruba, they have the economy, the Igbos, they have the petty trading, and them, they have nothing else. If you take away government from us, we have nothing else, because Britain told them. Britain, first of all, armed the Fulani, gave them the military. That's number one. They control the guns, and they control the signature of power. All of you are slaves. Doesn't matter what you say. That is that one is phase one. I'm coming to phase two. That is their plan. This is how they plan to take over your lives, to render you inconsequential and useless. Whereas using Yoruba papers, Punch, all this Yoruba paper, Tribune, to be massaging you, our Nigeria, our country, the first Nigerian to win Grammy Award, the first Nigerian to win Oscar. If Nigerian has run 100 meters, to be massaging your foolishness and your idiocy, while Fulani are own engine going underground and moving into your villages. Phase two of your ignorance. Phase two of your ignorance. Listen, we have given you phase one. This is phase. I am going to publish this. This is a lesson. This should be studied in every university. It's a lesson. How Fulani conquered all of you. In broad daylight, Korokoro conquered you and took over your land. Asoku Kandiara. Mad people. Fulani took over your land. We thought about cattle. Came to, hey, we are not Biafra. We are Aborigines. We are South. We are Niger Delta. Do you own any oil well? The answer is no. You fools. Because Britain understands that if you join Biafra, they can no longer have free access to your oil and your gas fields. Idiot, understand it. It's common sense. Divided you fall. Phase two. They moved to put all arms. Ebe, gun. That's what arms means. Ebe, gun. And bullet. Fulani moved to put every gun and bullet under Fulani control. How did they do it? You ask. And our brother told us how they did it. This evening I will tell you how they managed to do it. Very simple arithmetic. Chief of Army Staff, Fulani. Chief of Naval Staff, Fulani. Which means that the head of the army of the whole of Nigeria is a Fulani man. Mind you, president is Fulani. Also, they speak. You know, it's a Fulani presidency because Buhari is long dead. Well, I'll come into that this year. Chief of Army Staff, the controller of, because when I say Chief of Army Staff, some of you may, because they no longer teach you anything in your schools, you may not understand what it means. Chief of Army Staff means the man that controls the army. It's Fulani. Chief of Naval Staff, you know those that wear white in the desert, those morons, they wear white. Somebody from somewhere where there is no water, from an arid desert, is the Chief of Naval Staff, dealing with water. Or should I say armaments on top of water? Chief of Naval Staff is Fulani. IG of police, the overall of police. You see those those police you see. Their controller is Fulani. The Director General of DSS, those ones that kidnap people at night in the name of state security. Is Fulani, DSS is Fulani. The National Security Advisor, the one that will tell the presidency where to take troops to inside Nigeria, is Fulani. Hi, and you all of you tell me you went to school. Nigerians. I've graduated now. I read law. I read agric engineering. I want to do my youth service. Now I know that your brain cells are not complete. Now listen. National Security Advisor, Fulani. Minister of Defense, Fulani. These are the people that control arms and decide where troops go. Commander of NSCDC. I think it's Civil Defense, Fulani. Chairman of NDLEA, Drugs Agency, Fulani. Not minding that Fulani people take more tramadol than anybody else. All intelligence services, military and civilian, are all Fulani. Now, tell me the definition of domination. Those of you that claim you're from South Nigeria, all that rubbish. Now, define domination for me. Define it. Ndinzuzu. People without brain, define domination for me. Ndiara. It's not, oh, you think I finished? No, I have not finished though. Everybody you see carrying gun in Nigeria, the Agapata is Fulani. So, in other words, you will have to rely on a Fulani man to give you order to pursue a Fulani terrorist killing your mother in the village. And the order will never come. Are you understanding it? We are just bringing down the kingdom of heaven to come down to this earth, to the land of Biafra, the land of the rising sun, the oldest place, the center of the whole world, 0 longitude and 0 latitude, where Elohim planted the first living being, the oldest language in the world, bar none. Unashamedly, I proclaim it. If you have any contrary opinion, you bring it to the table. Come with facts and figures. Now listen to me very carefully, please. I have not finished. The director of NIA, National Intelligence Agency, Fulani. The director of Military Intelligence, Fulani. The director of Naval Intelligence, Fulani. The director of Air Force Intelligence, Fulani. Immigration of Fulani. Prisons of Fulani, and the list is endless. And you are in Nigeria. The Igbo man will dominate you. Hey, you believe a warrior. You believe a warrior. Gospel of heaven. Are they going to disprove it? It's a hate speech. Are you telling me that the heads of all these ministries, all these arms-bearing ministries, are false? They are no longer Fulani, is that what you're saying? Now listen. Those who have command of arms in a country are masters of the state and have in their power to make whatever changes they please. They have the government in Asorok, they have army, they have air force, they have police, they have immigration, they have customs, they have intelligence agencies. Everywhere is them, police, everything is full on a janjaweed. They decide who lives and who dies. They decide who to proscribe and who to leave. Do you know why they have not proscribed to do the war agitation? Because they don't want to pour fuel into the fire. They are very crafty. Britain told them, oh no, don't touch them, don't touch Yoruba. Focus on Biafra. You cannot fight war on two fronts. Very simple, very clever. So Amayo Duduwa brothers can agitate in the open, no problem. Nobody will open fire on them. Oh dear. Every organ licensed to bear arms in Nigeria, their Ogapata is Fulani. We continue our gospel. Nigerians must surrender their arms except Fulani headsmen. Still not fully comfortable with the capacity of other Nigerians to offer resistance after we launched our, ESN. Warriors of God. ESN, warriors of God, I'm telling you. Eastern Security Network. They never said anything about banning everybody. Once we launched ESN, and I would do the word brethren, they rose up as well to say enough is enough. They made the announcement. Nigeria police that previously never saw any AK-47 and never challenged them openly. I challenged the Nigerian police and Nigerian army to tell me where they engaged Fulani terrorists in the forest before. In the whole of Nigeria, where? In Kaduna. Instead of fighting them, El Rufai was giving them money. Nigerian army was ferrying weapons to them. PhD holders, learned, we the elite, learned people in Nigeria. Name one single instance or incident where Nigerian army or police engaged rampaging Fulani headsmen. Name one location. And how many Fulani attacks have we had in the past 5 years? Over 1,000. Not one single police or army response or confrontation with these murderers from the Sahel. What does that tell you about your one Nigeria? What does that tell you about one Nigeria? All you need to know in the one Nigeria. Ignorance is a disease. They never acknowledged that Fulani people were bearing AK-47 until they announced it. Every Nigerian 21 days, unlicensed guns, bring it back. And this was targeted at Eastern Security Network and nobody else. And the Fulani bearing terrorists and murderer, a rapist and a bandit. Till today, they're still carrying their guns till this very minute in the zoo. How many of them have they arrested? How many, I'm asking you? With those of you idiots that believe in your useless one Nigeria, how many people have they arrested so far bearing arms? Fulani? None. Instead, they give them more. They even give them army uniform. Again, there was something that Aristotle said. He said, both oligarch and tyrant mistrust the people and therefore deprive them of their arms. Anybody who is asking you not to be armed, that person is an oppressor. Is a tyrant. Danjuma said you should get arms. Former defense minister of Nigeria, when his village came under attack, he now realized and said, oh, please go and get arms, so all of you go and get your guns and your weapons. Phase 4 of your conquest. You Nigerian idiot from the south, phase 4 of your conquest. They took over all your money. Do you know in Nigeria, even if you have a USD account, a DOM account, you cannot send money abroad. They had what they call the single TL, that STA account, all that rubbish. Remember that when Buhari was alive, the first thing he did was to consolidate and centralize the money. They want to deprive you of your money. That's what they're doing. They brought in BVN, CCN, NIN. Every day is control. Some of you fail to see it because you're blind. You are all educated in the zoo. You know nothing. You didn't go to that thing is not school. They went to plant ignorance in your brain. You think you're going to school doing your lectures. What they were feeding you is subservience and ignorance. How to be subservient and an ignorant fool in a country of fools. They deprived you of money. It's a single treasury account, STA. That's how they started. They say it's to fight corruption. But who is more corrupt now than this Fulani regime? Nobody in history. Are you Nigerians, are you human beings at all? Are you all these idiots? I say, I'm a Nigerian. Are you sure you're normal? Hey dear, how did they do it? Every single treasury account. And what produces that money that goes into the account in Nigeria is oil and gas from Biafra land. NNPC, which accounts for 76% of federal revenue, 40% of overall gross domestic product, and 98% of all export earnings is under one man, one Fulani man. His name is Mele Kyari from Abba Kyari clan, from the family. Are you understanding now? One Nigeria Delta, South. Are you focusing now? Is your brain working? The same slave master, the Kyaris. Fulani Brono. Should I preach on or should I stop? Because zoo people are animals. I just want to stop. And then Zuzu, people who cannot reason very well. Fulani has taken all of you over. They have conquered all of you. Maybe there's something in Suya. There's something in Fulani cow. I'm telling you the truth. After all, they make love to the cow. They wash their face with the urine from the cow. Everything from the cow. They do. Maybe I don't know what they have done to us. Maybe it's from the cow. People said I should preach the gospel of heaven. Uzioma Chineke, from heaven itself. The 4 highest revenue earners were put in the hands of Fulani Muslims from the north. NNPC is in their hands. Federal Inland Revenue Service is in their hands. Oh God in heaven. God in Nigerian Ports Authority is in their hands. Customs, Fulani. Colonel Hamid Ali, a Muslim Fulani. That is not all. How about people that spend money in Nigeria? How about those governmental departments that spend now? I've told you those that collect the money from all of us or sell oil and gas for us, all Fulani. How about those that are now going to spend the money? Defense, Department of Finance, Education, Justice, Federal Capital Territory, Agriculture, Police Affairs, Aviation, Communication, Power, Water Resources and Humanitarian Affairs. All of them are headed by, surprise, surprise, Fulani. Those that get the money, Fulani. Those that spend it, Fulani. They need to control the money. That is how they were able to bribe the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria to write stupid, idiotic report about Lekki shootings. With that money, they can buy over AFP to issue fake news and also fact-check the fake news. From that money, they can pay off Facebook. From that money, they can pay Wall Street Journal. They can buy off BBC. They can buy off CNN. In other words, they can come to the streets of Abuja and slaughter as many Shia Muslims as they like. You will not hear PIM anywhere in the world. From this money, they bribe United Nations officials and diplomats. From this money, they bribe Africa Union. From this money they are making, they bribe EU. EU, they bribe them, they give them money. And we are all slaves, all of you, because you are ignorant. Very, very ignorant. And sadly so. Sadly so. Now listen to me. The list has not finished though. EFCC. Now Fulani is so clever. Fulani controls where the money comes from, NNPC, customs, all the rest of it. Fulani decides who spends the money. Fulani in defense, finance. And Fulani is now in charge of who commits corruption or who steals money. EFCC is Fulani. There's this little boy, I don't know if he's even up to 25 years of age. They put as EFCC Director General. Fulani. ICPC, Fulani. NFIU, Fulani. PTDF, Fulani. All those idiotic acronymed agencies telling you a Federal Airports Authority, even Fulani, FAN they call it, FAMA, Federal Road Maintenance Agency, Fulani, NTA, Fulani, NYSC, Fulani. No wonder they see Nigeria as an Islamic state. And then they brought Okada to you. All those Okada people you're saying, if you can speak passable Fulfude or Hausa, they give you Okada, you come to the south. They were their spies for very many years. They were their, should I say, sleeper cells that they implanted into our villages. It's those shining shoes for us, those who cutting our nails. You didn't know that they were spies and agents of Fulani Janjaweed march to the Atlantic Ocean. Now they are everywhere, like locusts everywhere. And they are the people now killing and maiming at will. In the daytime, they are Okada riders. In the evenings, they are Fulani terrorists in the bushes. They have now occupied our forest. Phase 6, they are now in our forest telling us, the same people they said we are foreigners before, they're now telling us that they are entitled to ranches in our home towns and villages. I know that Omahi has signed up to it. But as you know, we have ESN, there will be no ranch. I'm sure you know that. It cannot happen. There are, other people can play with that rubbish, but not anywhere in Biafra land. And if you're a governor and you want a second term, you now have to agree to Ruga or Fulani settlement in your state. Then INEC will write for you, or you enter into agreement with Miyetti Allah. You people are truly slaves. Truly slaves. One thing they never counted upon was the resilience, and they never say die attitude of your average Biafran. We don't support evil. We are free people. And Britain wants to experiment with Biafran people. They want to prove to themselves that we are white people, so we are the gods of black people. Anything we say you're going to do is what you're going to do, because we are white and you're black. Oh, dear me, how mistaken they are. How mistaken they are. We are going to fight until the last person to be free. Do you know how many terrorist Fulani cells there are in Yoruba land? 1,123 Fulani camps inside Yoruba land, inside their forests. And they are confusing Yoruba people with Tinubu, using Tinubu to confuse them. Presidency, Tinubu, Fulani and Yoruba are one, but Fulani are in your forest. How many Yoruba people are in Fulani forest in the north? 1,123. The Fulani cells are distributed in groups of at least 15 to 20 people, complete with women, arms, and other, should I say, materials of long-term occupation. Yoruba land is gone. Dayan and Pemba, write it down tonight. Yoruba land is gone. 1,120. We are engaging those in our land. Ours was 350 something. ESN is engaging them every blessed day. Yoruba have about 1,123 Fulani cells, active terror cells in Yoruba land. Maybe that's why they killed Yinka Odumaki, because he was a critic of Tinubu. Maybe they poisoned. You know, Britain is there. Maybe they poisoned him. And then Amoteku came, and they shouted and shouted, and they watered down Amoteku until it became nothing. But thankfully, men have now risen up in the West. In the West. And I told you a while ago that is the reason why they have the likes of Obasanjo. Sheikh Gumi, the sheikh of bandits, met with Obasanjo, closed-door meeting. Maybe to remind Obasanjo of what he owes them. You know, they love telling people, we made you who you are. I remember one time that Jerry Ghana rose up to speak his mind. They said, shut up there. We made you who you are today. We Fulani made you. And he shut up very quickly. Maybe they're reminding, because it's in the news here, in Punch newspaper. Gumi, northern leaders in closed-door meeting with Obasanjo. Northern leaders. They won't come to the East. They know that IPOB is in control of the East. They cannot come. Nobody to meet with. They went to the West. Because Britain told them, once you have Yoruba alliance with Fulani, you can do whatever you like. And as I'm saying to you, my Yoruba brothers and sisters, if you allow yourselves to be deceived, no generation in the world will forgive you again. Never until the kingdom come. The name Oduduwa and Yoruba will be synonymous with infamy forever and ever. If you allow yourselves to be bought over by Tinubu and by Obasanjo, to go back to Fulani again, believe you me, anywhere your name is mentioned, people will laugh at you. Be very careful. We are on the precipice, the threshold of history. Freedom beckons. Don't allow them to deceive you. That is why this very evening I end with a testament that I tweeted a few hours ago. That what is happening in the zoo cannot happen in Biafra land. And it is my testament that every ethnic nationality in Biafra land, Urobo, Isoko, Igede, everybody, Igbo, Efiki Bibio, Idoma, everybody, Igala, everybody, every nationality, regardless of how small you are, if you like, be only 100 people, you are going to have your own confederation. You are going to be a nation within a nation. It's called confederacy. And we cannot be anything like Nigeria. God forbid. All ethnic nationalities in Biafra shall be autonomous. Not in name only, but by virtue of a permanent constitutional guarantee. Real power shall flow from down to top. The people will decide in everything we do. The people must decide. Not one idiot, I'm president, I'm prime minister. No. The people will decide. And that is what Britain doesn't want to see happen. Freedom for black people, they don't want it. What they want is artificial freedom, flag freedom. The war we are fighting now is a war of attrition. A war of hearts and minds. Colonialism was one of the worst things to happen to a black man, and slavery as well. But we are here to correct it, and we must do so. And on that note, we have come to the end of today's proceedings. I think I will be interviewed by Deutsche Welle, the German TV station broadcaster, by tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, the 5th. And on Friday, I will be having a world press conference with my dear brother and colleague, the leader of Amazonia. We will have a joint world press conference on Friday. And on that note, we bring today's proceedings to a fitting conclusion. I do not hate anybody, I assure you. I speak the way I do so that you may repent from your idiocy and stupidity. Because as a Nigerian, you are the embodiment of stupidity. I can guarantee you that. But with all the love in my heart and prayers, of course, especially to myself and my family, because we are still mourning the passing of my mother-in-law, and to the family of Yinka Odumakin. Good evening.